Yo, what's up everybody? This is Junior Chicken here, and welcome to my Bionicle costume glow-up. What was originally intended to be my Halloween costume took me about 2.5 months to complete due to delays and other unforeseen circumstances. This costume costed about $500 to make. Why did I decide to do this project? Well, for that, I'm gonna throw it back to my past self to give you the backstory. Back when I was 10 years old, I wanted to go as my favorite Matoran for Halloween, that being Huki. My mother tried to discourage me, saying that no one would recognize who I was, but I heavily insisted, and thus she got me a tan sweater and painted my face a dark orange with green around the eyes, since I was going off of the 2003 Huki set. And thus, I ended up looking like this. Yeah, it looks pretty bad. Very lazily done. But it's 19 years later, and I'm deciding to go as Huki again. This year, I'm going to dress up as his Toa and Nika incarnation, because let's be honest, who wants to dress up as his Toa Mari incarnation? And I will be putting in as much effort and resources as I can to pull off this Bionicle Halloween costume.
Let's do a breakdown of Huki and Nika's set design. Most of his body is an amber color. His feet, calves, and forearms are a dark metallic gray color. He is also covered in armor pieces, which are also dark metallic gray. To encompass this, I can get an amber Morphsuit, and then get dark metallic gray fabric paint to cover the lower limbs. The armor can simply be made of cardboard, which is also painted gray. Toa Huki wears the Kanohi Sanok, which is the most important piece of this costume. His weaponry is a laser axe, a climbing chain attached to the axe, and the Zamor launcher. While these are not crucial to building the costume, it will make the costume feel more complete to the average Bionicle fan like myself. Considering the popularity of morph suits, you would think this would be the easiest part to find. Not quite. The typical yellow morph suits I was finding online were too light of a tint to match with Huki's primary color. The orange ones were more suited for fire characters, and while I could have gone with a tan morph suit to break the mold and pursue a more classic Toa of Stone color scheme, I want to stick with the original set as much as possible. Thankfully, I found a more vivid colored yellow morph suit from Light in the Box. This better matches the amber color I was looking for. I bought a large size, as the height for large is 5'5" to 5'9", and my physical height is 5'9". With the current price of the item plus shipping, this sets me back about 59 Canadian dollars. Hopefully it fits well. When it comes to life-size Kanohi masks, there is one person well established in the Bionicle community. Dane Michael Brady, the owner of the Masks of Power shop on Etsy. He's got plenty of mask designs available and even makes custom Kanohi requests. I sent him a message, and while it did take him a while to reply, upon replying he set up the commission right away. This is by far the most expensive part of the costume, totaling to $262 with shipping. If this mask is done in time, I'll gladly add another 5-star review to this guy's reputation. This part is kinda tricky, as the laser axe comes in a distinct shape. I don't want a weapon or utility axe, as to not pose harm to anyone, and I don't want a 3D model file of an axe, since I don't have a 3D printer. I searched through Light in the Box, Etsy, and eBay, but couldn't really find anything that would work as the laser axe. The best I could find was this Mighty Morphin Power Rangers axe on Etsy and eBay, but the shipping estimation is way too high in both cases. Even looking through the Bricklink market, none of the play axes really lined up with what I was looking for. Regardless, axes are common props for the Halloween season, so if I can't find anything online, I'm sure I'll find something at a local Halloween specialty shop. Thankfully, the Bricklink market gave me some options for the Zamor launcher. Instead of going for the shooter that was named the Zamor Sphere Launcher, I chose the Sphere Launcher released in 2009 since the orange balls match with the ones Huki uses for his launcher. From there, I purchased it from a German shop named Fantastic Brick. Aside from it costing about 73 Canadian dollars with shipping, the package is being delivered from Germany to Canada by sea freight. So there is a chance that I won't receive this in time for Halloween. Nonetheless, this isn't a showstopper for the costume. I'll just need to find a way to utilize the costume more if the Sphere Launcher comes late.
Well, my first day shopping at Michael's has been a success. I was able to find most of the supplies I was looking for. I got myself this nice chain here. This will work as his climbing chain. As you know, Huki has his climbing chain attached to his axe, so this should definitely do the job. It's a bit long, but I can definitely trim it. Shouldn't be a problem. I also got two paints. This acrylic gray paint, which looks pretty close to the shade that Huki has as his primary color. This should be enough to get the coverage for what I need for the armor. And then I've got this iridescent graphite paint this is gonna be for the details on his armor. I don't want it just to be all flat black, of course. I want to put in the details. That's why I got this. And of course, I've got a bunch of cardboard slabs right here. Some cardboard slabs right here. I got 3 of them. One for the torso, one for the arms, and one for the legs. That should hopefully be enough. Yeah, so far so good for finding stuff I need for my Halloween costume. Alright, time to open up this package. Ah, yeah, here it is. The Morphsuit. Oh crap, the Ziploc bag is not very sturdy. It's already broken. But yeah, this is quite a vibrant yellow. This is exactly the color I was hoping for, actually. Let's get a comparison here. So yeah, as you can see, it's pretty close to the amber color that's used for Huki's pieces. So yeah, now let's try this bad boy on and see how it fits. So, as you can see, this Morphsuit fits pretty well on me. The only place where it really feels tight is the back, where the zipper is, which is to be expected. So yeah, this will definitely work for my Halloween costume. Now, the next thing I'll need to do is get some sort of fabric paint, mainly like a dark metallic gray fabric paint, to cover the limbs, mainly forearms and calves and feet of Morphsuit. So get those areas painted with the fabric paint, and then find a way to attach the armor to the shoulders, torso, thighs, and of course the feet as well. So that's going to be a bit more of a challenge, but I'm thinking maybe I can use Velcro strips to put onto the Morphsuit and the armor so they can stick together. I might go for sewing on the armor, who knows. I also like that my face is exposed in this Morphsuit because I'm already going to be wearing a mask, so there's no point in covering my face even further. Alright, quick update. I was able to find some fabric paint. It says black, but it's actually more of a metallic shade, so it's a metallic black, a bit brighter, a bit more shiny. And I did compare this with the gray that I'm using for the armor, and it's pretty close as well to that shade, so that's why I got this. I think this should be enough for the limbs. Yeah, I can always get more if I need it. And I got a roller This will help me coat the armor pieces with gray paint pretty effectively. Also, I don't think I'm going to be using as much paint as I thought I would for the armor because I'm not going to paint the slabs before I cut them. I got my axe. It's technically an executioner's axe, but I think this was the best axe I could find that has the shape of Huki's laser axe. Now all I need to do is just put a stripe down the handle to make it a laser axe. I gotta pick a pretty good color too to make it look like some sort of like fluorescent color. But yeah, finally got the weapons out of the way.
The next step is to create the armor designs for the cardboard. Using Bricklink's stud.io, I can get a top view of the armor, which I can copy and paste into a GIMP document. Scale the armor pieces using my body measurements and the 300 pixels per inch conversion. Remove the background to give the armor some outline and erase the layer's edges, since the layer resizing in GIMP can make the edges partially transparent. The shoulder armor is a bit more difficult, as I must include the side axle holes which fold over. I think the way I added them on will work for the costume. The feet will probably be the hardest to cut out due to their sharp angles and more complex gaps. I'll also need to find a way to convert them into shoes. Luckily for me, I got the armor designs to fit onto two 20 by 30 inch documents, so I will only need 2 of the 3 cardboard slabs unless I make a big mistake while cutting or painting. Now I just need to get these designs printed.
Just submitted the armor designs in at Staples. Unfortunately, I couldn't use a local business because they don't have the convenient hours for me, so I had to go to Staples. But the lady who was helping me out recommended that I make engineering prints instead of a poster, and that's going to help me out in the long run since it's a lot cheaper to make engineering prints, especially in black and white, which I'm going to do. And I'm not getting it done the same day, which also saves me a lot of money. So in the end of the day, I only spent $11 on these engineering prints, which I will use to make the armor for my Halloween costume. I got my engineering prints from Staples now. I am fairly disappointed as I submitted these over a week ago and I didn't get any notification from Staples when they were finished. I gave them my phone number and my email address, and not once did I receive a text or call or email letting me know that the engineering prints were done. Now that I finally got them in my hands, I'll take them home, see how they look, and then get to cutting the armor pieces. All right. Okay. Yeah, this looks about right. So as you can see, we've got the torso and thigh armor on my left and the shoulder armor and feet on my right. Now I just gotta tape these to the cardboard. Now that I've got the prints taped to the cardboard, it's time to cut out the designs. I will be cutting out the inner details first before using scissors to cut the outline of the armor. Once again, when dealing with sharp tools like this, always practice caution and safety. There we go. Here are the fruits of my labor. You can probably notice that some of these armor pieces have some rough edges to them because the cutter that I was using had kind of a blunt edge. The torso armor and the thigh armor look pretty good. The shoulder armor and feet, not so much. I did make some mistakes, and thus you can see some imperfections in the armor. Some bits have been kind of cut off, but thankfully it's nothing too major. The second problem though is that they are quite small, smaller than they probably should be. For the shoulder armor, I can probably get away with it. For the feet, it's going to be much more difficult, as my foot even is a bit bigger than the length of the feet. So I'm going to have to find some way to compromise with these and make it work for the costume. But overall, I'm quite happy. Yeah, can't wait to move on to the painting phase. This is my third stop at Michael's just to get the last of the supplies that I need for the costume. Some metallic red paint for the laser axe. This is going to paint the stripe down the middle of the handle. Then some Velcro. I've got this for the Morphsuit, and then I'm going to use this for the cardboard. I bought these brushes to paint in the finer details of the armor. This brush will paint the pinholes in the armor. Now I pretty much have all the supplies I need to make my Halloween costume. Well, I think I kinda screwed up on these. First, the iridescent graphite paint I was using is actually pretty close to the gray paint I used to coat the armor pieces, so the details are not as dark as I anticipated them to be. And second, I'm not a very good detailed painter. I probably made a mistake by not wetting the brushes before using them. But with that being said, I think I did add some good texture to the armor pieces, especially the torso. It looks pretty good. Hopefully these will still look good when I put them on the Morphsuit. Well, it is October 31st, and unfortunately my mask has not arrived yet. I figured it probably wasn't going to show up on time, but yeah, it's just the circumstances just didn't work out in my favor this time. But I am not giving up on this costume. I will hopefully get to use it in the future for some Comic-Con events and next year's Halloween. I still gotta paint this Morphsuit and attach Velcro to the armor pieces and paint a stripe down this axe to make it the laser axe. When I finally get my Kanohi Sanok, I will continue with this project and hopefully have something that looks pretty awesome at the end. I will not let this project go in vain. I'm getting this costume done. Just not on time for Halloween. And that's perfectly fine. Alright, so it's finally here. The Kanohi Sanok for my costume. I don't usually do unboxing videos, but okay, let's see what this. Oh my! Wow, this. Holy! Oh my God, this is like dead on. Oh my goodness! This looks exactly like the Sanok. I don't even need a strap either. This like goes onto my head. Like, oh my, oh wow. Dana Matthew, you really outdid yourself here. Oh my god, I love this. Oh my god. Oh, yeah. Definitely giving him a 5-star review for this. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Looks like I got another package here. This is the ball shooter that I ordered. Funny enough, it is in a Dominion box, which is pretty ironic because I've been really getting into Dominion lately. It's a very fun game in my opinion. Wow, it smells fresh. It's actually smaller than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be a lot bigger than this, but this still will definitely do. I want the balls fell out. Too. Nice. I'm actually really excited now that I've got all the pieces to my Halloween costume. So, it's time to finish the rest of the work I need for the costume. So, paint the axe, paint the Morphsuit, apply the Velcro to the chain and the armor, and that should be all I need to get this costume done. I've taped up the axe, so it should have about the same proportions as the actual laser axe when it comes to the LED part of the weapon. Time to take off the tape and see how poor of a job I did with this. Yeah, this didn't really turn out all that well. Maybe I should have given it a second coat. And yeah, as you can see, the stripe isn't the most visible. It's mainly like the outline of it where you see it is most red, and oh well, I'm still gonna use this axe, of course. Hopefully I can just let people know that this is supposed to be a laser down the middle of the axe instead of fancy blood. So, this is how the paint job turned out. Special thanks to Snoop Blacks for helping me out. Yeah, the paint is actually much darker than I anticipated it to be. And as you can see, I accidentally bent my arm too much while I was painting, so there's a bit of a mark here. There's some marks on my feet, which isn't a big deal, but I did get the important parts. The forearm and the calves. I'm not doing the feet because most of the time that I'm going to be wearing this, I'm probably going to have shoes on, so that's the point. And I think literally the last thing I need to do now is apply Velcro to the different pieces and put it all together. Now I just gotta wait maybe 1 to 4 hours for this paint job to dry. Oh man, this is my Toa Huki costume. Holy, I can't believe I actually pulled this off. And it took me a long time, but yeah, definitely looking forward to wearing this to Comic-Con events or next Halloween, since I couldn't make it to this one. But yeah, it's kind of surreal. I know that the armor pieces aren't on as securely as I hoped, but yeah, it's definitely something I will try to improve on once I get the time. Well, I've completed this costume and I cannot wait to use it some more at Comic-Con events and Halloween, and I'm just really glad I could pull it all together. Thanks again for watching this Bionicle costume glow up. I hope you enjoyed it. For the BattleBots fans out there, I've got shorts for BattleBots Champions coming your way, and for the Bionicle fans, we've got another video coming up, and I also will be reviewing the Toa and Nika, including Toa here. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you later.